this is what we do it for. Pink fresh potatoes, Parisian carrots. I'll try and find out when I sowed them and put it on the screen. But that's why we sweat, toil, swear, and scream. Oh, and enjoy. Happy gardening. Good morning. It is July 20, no, it's not July, Allison, you idiot. It's June 22nd. Bucket of cocoa coir. Not very happy with it. It's got plastic in it. Like, where the hell do you get plastic coconuts from? Anyway, it's top dressing. So, it's top dressing for these. So I transplanted some poor little spring onions and 2 curly kales that I had left over. So that's one. This one's got nothing in it at the moment, I don't think. No, it's got nothing in it at the moment. So I'm going to put some cocoa coir on it. And we're going to put in some beets and onions and stuff. Hang on, I got to turn the radio off. Hang on. Stop yelling, YouTube. Don't yell at me. I know, no radio. That's fine. Whatever. Whiners. Anyway, so that's going to go in here as a top dressing. 2 points of contention with these. Mine have rollers. I'm so excited about that. 2 points of contention with these. The holes that the hoses go in eventually start wearing and they shed. Now it might just be the way this lady used hers, but I'm going to fix that with a neoprene patch. And I got to get rid of the plastic because we don't want plastic in the garden. The other thing is, I've already mentioned, I think the hoses are stiffer in posts. I don't like that. So we're changing the hoses on them. And I wish they made a black cover for winter. I mean for summer, so it could shade out things. So I'll have to put a shade cloth over them because we all know it's going to get super cooking hot here. What else did I want to show you? My poppies are all starting to tomato sacrifices. Lilies are opening. Orange lilies. These ones have already been open for a while. Poppies. Excellent. Allium's gone to seed, which is fine. That's a giant allium. Sweet peas are finally starting to get flowers. And my tree lilies now. These are why they're called tree lilies. Look at the size of this thing. It's at least, I would say, 6 feet tall, 6 plus. And when the lilies come out, they're like a dinner-sized plate. So they need staking up every year because they're huge. Quercus, no. Sedums are starting to flower, and the nigellas. They've got loads of poppies coming. Look at them all. Oh, lovely. Gerald's working on a piece of machinery back there. The reason it's called the Rusty Garden is because there's lots of rusty stuff in it. Let's see what else. I'm tying up tomatoes and bottom dressing them, as you saw with the stuff over there. Astilbes are coming up. My tromboncino's finally putting on some size. Brussels sprouts. I harvested all the spinach. The kale needs harvesting. The Brussels sprouts are doing really good. Skinny but happy, healthy. I have to move these hanging baskets out of the way for now until I decide what else is going in them. They can just go up top on the rack up there. Lovely bug catching paper. Gross. Beets are doing what beets do. Something's eating the leaves. Like I said, this bed's coming out next year and it's just going to be tile, hopefully. Onions are and squash. Where did I put the labels? Oh, here's the labels. Romanescu, and the other ones are my Zephyrs. They're a yellow and... Sorry, I'm distracted by a bug. Yellow and green one. I like those ones. Wish they weren't an F1 because I could save seeds from them, but I can't. What else have I done? Carrots are doing really, really good. Tomatoes have all been tied up. That bed's going to have to be totally cleaned out next year because it's full of gladioli, which is a good thing and a bad thing because they're spreading like weeds. And the astilbes. The peas are like 10 feet tall. The bees are loving them, but holy crap, man, I can't get up there to harvest them. Those are the aldermans. They're way too tall. Way too tall. And I believe these are, should have been, would have been, could have been Mange 2. and I didn't harvest them because I wasn't sure that's what they were. So now I've got these giant thick peas, so I thought I'd just leave them to see if they actually get, I don't know if you can hear that, I've got peas inside. I might pick some of the smaller Mange 2 ones and take them to my daughter, my guinea pig. These tomatoes have all been topped and cleaned. I put in new squash there because the yellow one got eaten. That one's a white patty pan. And the peonies are done for the year, I believe. But I'll show you this one over here because it's easier to get to. The climbing nasturtium is climbing everywhere. It's out the fence, up the fence, and across the fence. So I have to tie that in with some tomato clips. But it looks beautiful. Yeah, that's about it today. So yeah, so the big job today is to get some, this is for my, I gotta clean it and give it another paint job, and I'm gonna put some little sticks and things in it, and that's gonna be for the bees. I'll leave it out here for the bees for some water. That was for Tony and Teddy. Tony does bees, so he said to leave them some water and sticks. So I will do that for them. Other than that, not much going on. A lot of maintenance, a lot of cleanup. The alyssum, be careful where you put alyssum. I grew these from seed and I put them in great big clumps. And they are taking over the yard, as you can see. So, yeah. And the shard seems to have recovered from the leaf miner, although some of it does have leaf miner in it still. I'll take some of the healthier leaves to my daughter. And that tomato, as you can see, has got leaf curl, and I don't know why. And the broad beans are getting quite tall, but they have very few beans on them. Although I'm hoping to get some soon. Yeah. Oh, and that tomato needs tying up. So this is the newer veggie pod. It's much nicer shape. It has this net round it. I'm assuming to keep things out. So I got to put it around the edge. But I got to do the bark mulch, or not bark mulch, the cocoa coir first. So I better do that before bugs get in here. Okay, bye. Okay, what are we doing now? Can you see? Hard to see what you can see. Let's trip you down a bit. How's that? We're going to put in some onions. Spring onions, hopefully. So my patented tool for making lines. There we go. So that's 1, 2, and 3. We'll put them underneath the curly kales. There we go. So we have a pair of silver skins and some evergreen onion bunching onions. Although I won't be doing them bunching. I'll be just putting them in and covering them up. So, how many have we got here? Not loads by the sounds of it. Okay. Sorry, the crows are having a feast over there on some poor unsuspecting rabbit, I assume, or a squirrel. Okay, so not a lot, so we'll do 1 line of these. And how exciting is that, watching a woman putting onion seeds in a trench. It's quite muggy today. It's supposed to rain, which we're okay with because it's been super hot. Too hot. Too hot, too fast. No wonder the plants don't know what's going on. The people don't. Anyway, I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so that's that. And I did some purple top Milans because Gerald likes turnips. And then just gently cover everything over. Give it some water and close the lid. Happy Saturday. Okay, let's see. What is it? July the 3rd. I'll give you an update on the garden. So everything's growing. That appears to be a borage that's self-seeded from something. I have no idea. I haven't had borage in this garden for years. These are the dahlias, and this one seems to be doing okay. They've all got buds on them. Coral bells, I think. And more dahlias. This is got a label somewhere, or I did have a label, maybe not. Centurion, I think. We'll see. This dahlia started out and didn't do very well. It died, so it's kind of yucky. Don't know. Self-seeded pansies, and these are gladiolas. Gladiola. Caterpillar infested or slug infested, one or the other. Dahlia. I keep checking, but I can never find a slug on it, so I don't know where they are. I'll put some more organic pellets down. More dahlias. Yes, that was my addiction this year. Aquilesias, columbines we call them, and some self-seeded bee balm. And something. That's a bell, one of the bells, the white bells. Pansies, more gladiolas. No, not dahlias. This one seems to be safe from slugs so far. The reason the pots are all upside down like this is because the rabbits eat the stuff in the pots. So they used to be pots within a pot, and then the rabbits kept eating them, so we had to raise them up off the ground. It's either that or I have to fence this whole area. So put some water in there. Hydrangeas are coming up. Gerald's welding, sorry. Michaelmas daisies that are beautiful when they flower, but oh my god, they're just taking over this whole bed. I'll talk to you about that later. Lilies are finally opening. These are the dark burgundy ones. Peony, smoked bush, and the bolo plenty. Oh, that's got to go out to the back. This has been at Grove Edge's fault. I've got alyssums everywhere, and they're lovely, except they snow on everything. I've got snow everywhere. Loads. I'll bring up on the porch. Petunias, I think, yeah. More strawberries, giant strawberries, and more petunias. These ones are gorgeous. And nasturtiums and more strawberries. Ooh, there's a strawberry. And then those are the bush blueberries and my nasturtium and some self-seeded malva, I think, over there. And more dahlias. Yes, that was my addiction this year. Oh, look, a dahlia. This is my black dahlia. What do you think? So yeah, I grew that from seed, and apparently it didn't come true to whatever. More strawberries, malva. Something, I don't know what it is. It might be a dahlia, don't know. And these are my tomatoes. These ones are Golden Hour from Robin at Robin Gardens. Strawberries, I have to come out and pick them, but I wanted to wait until I took pictures of them for you. And these are Tiny Tims, Tiny Tim. Look at that. Woo-hoo! I have to come out and pick those. Oh man, lovely. Tiny Tims. And leaf curl, yeah, I don't know. It's getting flowers, so we'll see what it does. I have no idea. This is a stranger danger. Miniature zinnias. Curry plant that died. This is the chocolate Cosmo. It looks like a dahlia to me, but whatever. Yeah, and marigolds, and these are from seed. They're just not doing very well. And this is my weed. It's seeds from the trees that come down. Anyway, let's go up to the back. What are you doing? Leave my stuff alone, you brat. Yeah. Get lost. Ugh, crows, I tell you, they're violent around here. I have to look for something dead because they've been hanging around and screaming at me. Anyway, squashes are doing okay. Now these ones I took out of the cage over there, and I'll explain why in a minute. So there's two zephyrs, my favorites. I'll put a picture up. Two zephyrs. This one is a sunburst patty pan. That wasn't in the cage. Those two were zephyrs, and the other one's a Romanesco. This all needs, I want to make it so that it's flat, so it's just one, if that makes sense, just one row instead of bunched up like this, because I can't get them to water properly. They're not getting enough air circulating around them, and I need to be able to get to, that's the golden raspberries I bought. Well, I didn't buy them, they were free with a coupon. But the calendula is taking over, so I got to harvest some of the seed for that. I just love the color. Spider webs, hopefully not. Face planting in them all the time. Sweet peas are looking fabulous. This is my this is my vining nasturtium, and God, is it ever vining. It goes from here, and I think there was two of them, and it goes right across the whole sweet pea cage and all the way down there to the other end. This is where I moved the 2 bins and I put them over there. They're empty at the moment. And then this is where I'm going to move this and spread this out across here so that it is one long row, and it makes it easier for me to get in behind them to tie things up. Oop, stick. Had to chop down some of the chives in my one lone apple and one there. 2 tiny little apples on here. The apple drop came and I lost about 3 or 4 little apples, but hey, 2's better than none, right? That carrot bed needs filling. Oh, my feet are getting wet. I have blueberries on my pink blueberry berries. Obviously not ripe yet. And more alyssums. These are the veg pods. Let's see what's in this one. This one was extra curly kales. These are, I believe, Swedes. No, purple top turnips. And then the rest are just onions. And I've got some space I can put some other stuff in. I love these things. They're so cool. Wish I'd have bought them earlier. Oh, spider web. I knew I'd find one. Bah! I'm always finding one. These are badger flame beets and white radishes. The beets are doing quite good. They need some more water. That one's got some empty spots back there, so maybe I'll throw some more in. And then the center's all open for stuff. Tomatoes, squash. Ooh, squash flower. Woo! Broad beans. These are the crimson ones. Crimson. And these are the white ones. So these are the white ones from Nanu and Grinch, and these are the red ones from Gem. Gem in the garden. Some tomatoes. I dropped all the leaves in the bottom. The chard I harvested and it's all coming back again. And these are the Purple Queen pole beans. We're getting a full tour today. This is the harvesting of something. Flower. Poppies are huge. Like, look how tall they are. That one's got to be like 5 feet tall. I don't think I've had them that big before. Bottom clipped all of these. There's another vining nasturtium over there that's taking over my astilbe's flowering, which looks gorgeous, and my gigantic purple allium. It's a 4 foot tall one. I'm going to move it next year into the flower bed. Peas are taking over, and I've harvested a whole pile of them. And I think these are the ones Stella was asking about. So let's see if I can find the label, Stella. Oh, Stella Gardens. Let's see. My problem is half the labels have... Oh, it says there, it's a pea. It's pea. It's a pea. So I'll have to look, because I've got the packages in the house, Stella, so I'll have a look. So that's that. More, the lilies are coming out, so I've got red lilies and orange lilies. That's that vining nasturtium. Beans are doing okay. They've all got flowers on them now. See, flower. The problem with them in pots is it's been so hot. We're supposed to get into the mid-30s by the end of the weekend. Sweet peas are looking good, but another reason I had to move all that stuff was I need to be able to get to that trellis to tie them up. I might put the sweet peas on this side next year because it's just too hard to get to them over here. More alyssums. These are miniature cosmos, which is way nicer than the 10-foot ones I had last year. Nigella. More lilies. These are my tree lilies. This is the tree lily section. And they should be absolutely stunning when they open in the next couple of weeks. And the sunflower. This is from Claire at Claire's garden. My family garden. I'll have to look. Oh gosh, I'm terrible at names. I usually write them down and I forgot. Sorry, Claire. But I will put them all on the screen. You know that. Anyway, what else? Tomato. My carrots are doing really good. Don't tell the carrot root fly they're here. These ones are all in the ground, which I won't do next year. I'll put them all in the beds. Giant blueberries that are just ripening up now. What else? And more peas. I had to chop the peas down because they were taking over the yard. I couldn't get to anything. And more tomatoes back there. The tomatoes are recovering. They'll still be in Nigella. Let's see what else we've got. Let's go in the cage. This is where things change. So the ground is absolutely sopping wet, just literally soaking wet. I have a mare's tail invasion in here, so I'm digging this whole section out. It's taking me a while, and I'm doing it slowly so I don't hurt myself. That's my Tuscan kale. It's doing really good. These 2 pots, the big ones, are Brussels sprouts, and these other ones are cabbages or something. I'm not sure what. They've got labels, I just don't have. This is a Trantula kale. And those are, I think these are cabbages, but I'm not positive. Anyway, these are all grown from seed. Woo, Allison, you're such a talented girl. And those are the regular kales. Everything in here needs watering. Those ones need some new soil topping up in them. So anyway, back to why I'm doing this. So you can see it over there in the corner and over here. Oh, there's a slug. They are too wet. Nothing's drying in here. It's just one big sopping wet bed. The ground is, I can step on it and water comes up. Like, look, it's not rained for ages, and I definitely don't water the floor. So I'm going to take everything out, and we're going to put as I said a couple of videos ago, we're going to put a floor in here, either gravel or tile or something, and just put everything will be either hanging up high or it will be raised above the slugs, hopefully. That's the plan. Anyway, these things need water now, so I'll do that later. Okay, so that's that part. So what I was going to say was, if you're going to be doing anything, if you're starting a garden, or even if you're working on a garden, I think what I would have been better off with would have been a Tromboncino, would have been a 5-year plan. Like, I plan 5 minutes ahead, not 5 years ahead. 5 years ahead would have said to me, there's a mare's tail. 5 years ahead would have said to me, don't put that there because it's a bad corner. It's too wet and too, I'm sorry, you're staring at the floor, but I'm trying to pull out a mare's tail. It would be too wet there to put something in. It's got no sunshine, which the reason we put it there was because it's got no sunshine. We wanted it for the brassicas. But it's got no sunshine, so nothing's drying up in the ground, and it's getting all that yucky mossy stuff. So if I'd have thought about it a bit more and planned a bit further ahead, I wouldn't have had this problem. So it is what it is, right? You make plans, you change plans. I make plans once and change them 3 times. So it's all good. It's something to do, I suppose. But as I get a wee bit older, it's not as easy on my back to do all these things. So I really need to be a bit better at making plans. Tomatoes have all recovered from their slug damage. Well, most of them have. I've had to put some new ones in. They're definitely not doing as well as they did last year. But that's the way it goes. These beans are getting flowers, which is, I was a bit worried about them being in pots, but they seem to be okay, as long as I keep on top of watering them. This one's got leaf curl. I don't know, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. These have got leaf curl and they're out in the sun. Those have got no leaf curl and they're out in the sun, so who knows? I don't know. I give up trying. Give up worrying about it. How's that? So that's all of that done. So that's, I showed you my veggie pods, more strawberries, and there's another Romanesco squash there. Oh, this is the one and only Greek gigantus bean that survived, and it's got flowers. And it's climbing all the way up. It's a nice day today. It's cool. Finally put the celery in a pot. I won't grow celery again. It was just a novelty this year. There's a lot of things I might not do next year. Definitely not doing as much in the garden as I did this year. I just kind of went overboard this year. More so than last year, I think. Let's see what's going on in here. Not a lot by the looks of things. Peppers are all doing good. The cucumbers are finally starting to climb. This is the other thing. If you're putting labels in things, put them at the front of the pot, not the back of the pot, because now I can't see what the label says they are. Biet Alpha, it says they are. And look, I have a cucumber. You see him? There he is. One cucumber. Oh, this one's fell down, so it needs to be. Otherwise, it'll climb up something else. I want it to climb up here. So, yeah, there we go. Peppers are doing okay. They've got no flowers on them yet, but they're not dead. Not dead is good. Tower of Power is good. And that's about it. Nothing else much going on in here. I've got, work to do. I fixed my window finally. I took all the strawberries outside because they didn't like it in here. Maybe later. So yeah, this is all a mess. It needs straightening up and cleaning up. And that's about it. So that's my garden tour for July. It's about 17, 18 degrees and sunny with a few clouds, but it's going to get very, very, very hot. I've got to clean out under there. That's all moss. I bought those balls. I don't know if you can see those. I bought these to put in the veggie pods because Gerald doesn't like perlite. Buttercup, better get out of that. Oh, there they are. See, I'm distracted like crazy. Anemones. I thought they died, but apparently they didn't. They've come up. Very cool. But I've got how the hell that got in there, I don't know. A buttercup. Anyway, so back to the story. So I bought, oh look, so distracted. There's weeds down here, but there's columbines growing as well. I bought those to put in the bottom of the veggie pods because Gerald doesn't like perlite. I thought it was a great idea until I put them in water to clean them off, and all the bloody gold paint was coming off them. So that didn't work. So those are going, I'll put them in a flower pot somewhere, but I don't want them in my vegetables. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing else to show you. The next video will just probably be with all my tree lilies hopefully bursting into color. So yeah, have a great day, and I will see you all later. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this bed. The rabbits have been chomping at all these here. These are the Michaelmas self-seeded puppies. Sedum. Sedum seems to be quite wide open this year, like broccoli flowerets instead of heads, so I don't know what that's all about. Self-seeded bee balm. And I pulled all the crocosmias out of here last year, every single one of them. Apparently not. Now don't get me wrong, the hummingbirds love them, but they are a brute. They take over the bloody yard. I mean, I took out loads of them last year and they're all back again. But that's okay. Like I said, the hummingbirds love them, and they are a pretty flower. They're just invasive. Anyway, go in the house now. It's starting to get hot already out in the sun. I was hoping the hummingbirds would come by and say hello, but they didn't. And Gerald's making noise again.